Don't forget to like, follow, subscribe, and turn on notifications so that you will receive alerts when there are new episodes. Go get it.
Yeah. Listen, success is whatever you make it. If you want to be happy, you want to provide for your family.
Live.
You gotta put that work in, man. You gotta go get
Learn.
See, listen, this is what I tell them.
Serve.
I've been grinding for so long, I wake up and chase my goals.
Inspire. You're in the right place. You're checking out Chip Baker, The Success Chronicles.
Conquer all my goals, then I'm living out my dream. Dig deep, go out and get it. Success Chronicles. Compete until it's finished. Success Chronicles.
What's up, everybody? This is Chip Baker coming to you with another episode of the Success Chronicles. And today, oh man, truly excited to have this guest. This is Jon Gordon with us. And, Jon Gordon is an amazing man that, has several books that truly make a difference. And, I'm not just saying that, but in my life personally, has truly made a difference. And I'm so thankful to have him on this episode of Success Chronicles. So thank you so much.
Hey, thanks, Chip. It's great to be with you, and I appreciate who you are and what you do and how you do it.
Yes, sir. Well, talk to us about your life story, if you don't mind, kind of where you're from and how you were raised and track your story until now.
Wow, life story. That could take a long time.
I mean, just, in general.
But I know, I'm 48 now. I'm not young anymore, so it takes a little bit longer to tell the life story. I was with a few leaders the other day, and I realized I was older than both of them. And I was like, man, what has happened? I used to be the young guy speaking and writing because I wrote my first book, and Energy Bus. I was 35 years old. Now I'm 48, so it's amazing. But it's been a great journey. I grew up in Long Island, New York, and Mom was a working mom. Dad was a New York City police officer. By the way, I sound like this because I'm dealing with a lot of allergies, so people should know that. I came out to California, and I guess everything is blooming at this time. So people tell me this is very common to wake up with your throat on fire and not being able to breathe. But anyway, I grew up in Long Island, New York, and Dad was a New York City cop. Loving family, loving parents. Biological father, though, left when I was a year old. So I had this relationship with him, but not a great relationship with him. And then played sports my whole life. Grew up playing basketball and football and hockey and baseball and pretty much everything. Football in the street, cuts all the time. Boxing, neighbors loved to box, so we had boxing gloves, and we would box and fight all the time. I fought most of my neighbors on different arguments back then. We would fight a lot, so I grew up fighting. Not, try not to fight now, but but something I had to do growing up. And then went to Cornell University, government economics degree. Thought I was going to go into law school and be a lawyer, but that didn't work out. Drove down to Houston to be with my ex-girlfriend. It was my girlfriend at the time, and we were going to spend a life together after college, and it didn't work out. And I drove back in my car, brokenhearted, not sure about my future. Didn't know what I was going to do for my work because I gave up the opportunity to go to law school to go see her and be near her. And then I went back home, waiting tables with my parents, living in their home, and waiting tables at Houlihan's on Long Island, and just started contemplating my life and what I wanted to do and create my life. And so I moved down to Atlanta after a couple months at home. A couple of friends came with me from Long Island, kids couple guys I grew up with. Went down to Atlanta, started waiting tables down there, got a bartending job, eventually opened up a bar, 24 years old, was able to get a place, got some investors together, made it a successful place in Atlanta and Buckhead, ran for city council, lost the election, went door to door to 7,000 houses, went to law school for a year and a half, dropped out of law school, said, you know what, this is not for me. I wish I would have known that earlier, but I was trying to fulfill that obligation of what my mom, wanted me to do and wanted me to be a lawyer. So I was going in that direction, but I realized after a year and a half, you know what, I can't do it. It's not for me. Walked out of the second year exams, went to go work for .com, thought I was going to make my fortune. Didn't work out, lost my job during the .com crash. And at that point, I'm about 30, 31 years old, and I'm evaluating my life and what I want to do and why I'm here. And really, wife threatened to leave me. I was miserable and negative and unhappy, and my life was falling apart. And she said, if you don't change, we're over. She said, I love you, but I'm not going to spend my life with someone who makes me so miserable. Mm-hmm. So I agreed to change. And that began this journey of finding out what I was born to do. And that was writing and speaking. And so since that moment, I surrendered. A couple years later, I came to faith. I gave my life to God. I wrote The Energy Bus in 2006, came out in 2007. I've written 17 other books since. Sold over 4 million copies now, all God. And I get to do this work and make a difference and live my purpose ever since that moment. I'm glad my wife gave me that ultimatum, and now I get to work with sports teams, with NFL teams. I get to work with colleges. I get to work with Fortune 500 companies. Yeah. I get to work with schools. I get to work with nonprofits and hospitals. And I get to just meet a lot of amazing people like you on this journey, getting to do this work. And my mission is to help develop positive leaders, to encourage, inspire as many people as possible, one person at a time, to develop strong teams, powerful teams through the power of a positive team, and really just help people live their purpose and do what they're called to do. So that's my journey. That's what I do now. That's my story. And I'm still living it, still writing each chapter, one chapter at a time and one day at a time. And I'm sticking to it.
That's it. Love it. Truly a transformational story, transforming lives, and it's good stuff. What are 3 things you accomplished in your life that you're proud of?
22 years of marriage coming up in May. So I'm really proud of that my wife and I stuck together and stayed together. Yeah. And we just now have an incredible marriage and relationship. So I'm so thankful for that. I'm glad I became a better husband. I wasn't a great husband early on, but I became, a better husband. And now I'm working on the great status. I'm really working on to be the best I can be. I made her coffee the other day. I gave her a neck massage. I got her whatever she asked me to get at the store. I'm working on.
Hey, I'm taking notes. Great. I'm taking notes, John. I'm taking notes.
Hey, I'm doing laundry. I'm doing it all. So working on being great and proud of that. Proud of my 2 kids. Mm-hmm. My daughter is 20. My son is 18, and just proud of, again, becoming a really good father to them, which I wasn't early on as well. So proud of that. So those are my 2 greatest. And then the third one would have to be the books that I've written that are making an impact. Again, I didn't write the books just to write books. I didn't write them so I can sell them. I wrote them so I can impact lives. So I guess I'm most proud. And one of the biggest highlights for me is to see that these books have impacted people in their lives, and to get the emails I get and to hear from people and to know they're making a difference is really the best feeling in the world, to know that you're impacting people in their lives. Like nothing is more powerful and important than that. When I die, it's not going to matter if I have money in the bank. It's not going to matter what car I drive or drove. It's not going to matter. What's going to matter is the legacy I left and the lives I've touched, mm-hmm. and the people I've impacted on the way, and the difference I made in my family and and in people's lives. That's really what it's all said and done. It's like, it's why teachers are so awesome, right? Teachers every day show up to make an impact and impact their children's lives and people's lives and their communities' lives. And so by just doing that, at the end of the day, it's a life well lived.
And it's such a blessing. As you said that, it gave me chills, and it made me reflect. Like I told you off air, I'm a fourth generation educator, and just seeing firsthand the difference that it made. With my mother and grandmother, and people, and like you said, in the community, and kids, when they see them, they just smile. They didn't even acknowledge or speak to them, but they just smile. And so just to be a part of that, it's amazing. That positive ripple effect to make our world better is awesome.
It's awesome.
Yes, sir. Well, let's talk success. What is your definition of success?
I don't know if I have one.
Mm-hmm.
To me, it's about significance, but success to me is making a difference. Success is that you used your potential to be your best. In the process, you brought out the best in others.
I love that. And last thing here, my grandmother passed a few years ago. My son was young, and she, got to live enough to spend some time in his life where she knew who he was, and he knew she was. And we would go over her house, and she always had a fruit basket on her table. And she kept fruit, and every time we went over, that's the first thing my son would go do, would go to the fruit basket and get a banana. She peel it for him and sit with him, and how's my baby doing? And talk with him and show him some love, tell him you love him, and she say, when, man, y'all got to take me to the grocery store so I can get some fruit for my baby and refill my fruit basket, and so. I say that, use that analogy because, the fruit is good. The banana was good, but it's more about the love behind it, and in order to give those fruits, it has to be refilled. You give, oh my gosh, so much of your fruit, through your stories, through your books, through your travel, through your speaking, through all that you do. What are some ways that you use to refill your fruit basket?
Well, I like that analogy. That's a great one. For me, to me, it's taking walks of gratitude and prayer. I take a thank you walk, hopefully every day as much as I can. I'll walk. I'll say what I'm thankful for on the walk. The research shows you can't be stressed and thankful at the same time. Mm-hmm. So if you're feeling blessed, you won't be stressed. So just by walking and practicing gratitude, I'm refueling, I'm recharging. And then that walk of gratitude turns into a walk of prayer. I pray to God, and God fills me up. He fuels me. He gives me the ideas, the vision, the purpose, the power to do what I'm here to do. So for me, it's spiritual. I need to surrender. God, use me for your purpose. Guide me towards my purpose. Have me make a difference. Have me impact the people that you want me to impact. Show me the way. Have me to be maybe an instrument of your peace. Maybe a conduit for your miracles. Have me do the work that you want me to do. And so when I'm praying and I'm practicing gratitude and I'm surrendering, I then become a conduit for the greater power that wants to move through me to be able to impact and reach others. And that's how I refuel. It's definitely spiritual. It's prayer. It's sermons. It's books. It's encouragement from others. Yeah. It's all of it.
Good. Well, I'm going to go church on you, Jon. Amen. Amen, brother. That's good.
I love
it. Well, thank you again so much for taking the time to interview with the Success Chronicles. Truly appreciate it. Truly appreciate all you do, because it is making a difference. You are a conduit, definitely. And just so thankful for all that you do, and thankful for your time.
Hey, Chip, thanks for having me. And I'm glad we finally got a chance to talk and do this. And you're a great man. Keep up the great work. Keep making a difference. And Success Chronicles is a great name. So it's got a great brand, and I love what you're doing.
Thank you so much. Truly appreciate that. And thank you guys for checking out this episode. We'll see you next time. God bless. Go get it.